There are some stories that stay with us not because of what was achieved, but what was denied. Because sometimes rejection does not break a person, it just reveals them. What do you do when the world quietly begins to tell you, you do not belong here? Not directly, just enough to make you feel that some doors were never meant for you. Some people stop trying, others spend their lives waiting to be chosen. But thousands of years ago, there was a boy who was denied by the greatest teacher of his time, who walked into a forest and chose himself instead. His name was Eklavya. Well, hello there. My name is Bhavna, and today we are reminiscing the story of Eklavya for our letter E for our soul series. Not every path opens through permission. Some are built by people who keep walking anyway. Eklavya wanted to learn archery from Dronacharya, the guru of the royals. But Dronacharya refused. Not because Eklavya lacked sincerity or discipline or even the skill. The world had already decided at that time who was worthy of access and who was not. This part of the story somewhat feels familiar even today. But Eklavya did something rare. He did not spend his life waiting to be chosen. Instead, he went into the forest, made a statue of Dronacharya from clay to anchor and discipline himself without the presence of his real guru, and practice alone. No applause, no reassurance that he was progressing, no promise that effort alone would change anything. Just discipline, repeated quietly, until skill stopped looking borrowed and became his own. And somewhere in that silence, he became extraordinary. Then came the moment we all remember. Dronacharya asks for Eklavya's thumb as Guru Dakshina, and Eklavya gives it willingly, without hesitation. For years, this moment has been debated as injustice, blind loyalty, or perhaps even devotion. But the deeper truth is, Eklavya's greatness was never in his thumb. It was in the discipline that existed before anyone even acknowledged him. And legend says, he learned again, differently. Most people are still waiting for a Dronacharya, waiting for approval, waiting for recognition, or perhaps even waiting for permission to begin. Believe me, I've been there one too many times to recognize this, and that's why Eklavya's story feels very close to my heart. Because Eklavya reminds us, your growth cannot depend entirely on who allowed you into the room. Sometimes the real shift happens when rejection stops becoming an ending and becomes redirection instead. Eklavya didn't need Dronacharya's permission to become the greatest archer. He simply needed his own discipline. So the real question is never who stopped you, who refused to teach you, who did not support you, or who did not believe in you. But instead, it's this. What part of you continues to learn anyway? Because that is where self-mastery truly begins. Not when the world finally recognizes you, but when your effort no longer depends on being recognized at all. And true mastery demands social, physical, emotional tax, so you must be willing to sacrifice your need for comfort and applause to protect your internal fire. Alright then, this is me, Bhavna, signing off, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, let the Eklavya within you keep practicing the part of you that does not wait for permission.